can you tell us, like, how does that, because there was a couple of different people that spoke about that, saying that they had crazy health complications, but then after studying with Mary Morrissey, they were like all better. And so can you speak a little bit like more, like, is it because you're centered, because like what is it that made those that transition to that healthy body and mind?
I I think there is a few different reasons for that. The first one is anything that's anything like talking about Mary Morrissey, anything that's not going along with who you are, so to say. Like Mary and both Mary Morrissey and Bob Proctor. I studied to a degree with Bob Proctor too. We always say that anything that is all our fear and our anxiety and our anguish, and this is very true with grief as well. We see that all our emotions, unexpressed emotions, our desire to grow, that because of fear we hold back, and so on and so forth, it turned into in our body into something else. And so that's what disease for. It's disease. And so a lot of disease, a lot of the chronic illness, and people that has one of the problem I had was IBS, inflammatory irritable bowel syndrome. Another one was depressions, and another one was actually heart problem. And all of those is basically a lot of different energy that's unexpressed, and so now when we learn things, the skills and tools to be able to thrive, then naturally we are able to understand life and navigate life, and also we are less fearful, we're less suppressed if you really truly practice all these things, and at the same time, like you said, being more centered. And when we are able to have more ease, we release the disease. It's basically, I think, is one way. And then the other thing is, we a lot of this teaching teach us to be grateful, to have a more open heart, and we know that, like Dr. There is you might have seen this, the Dr. David Hawkins vibrational energy.
Absolutely, I have it memorized.
Yeah.
That's one of the most. It's the most important thing. They used to
Hmm.
teach us in school Maslow's pyramid, and this
Yeah.
is more important. So, like, yeah, I was just talking
Yeah.
today. It's. I mean, shame and grief, right? 20 to
Hmm.
30. Lover
Yeah.
of, like, there's Christy Marie Sheldon, who speaks about love or above, being at
Yeah.
500, and she's
Yeah.
fantastic,
Yeah.
and being at like joy, like 600, enlightenment.
Hmm.
It is, yeah. Put it up again if you want. Yeah, like, cause sorry, I kind of like
Sure.
the best thing ever. Everyone should have one of these. In the Put it
Yeah.
closer. Put it closer to. Yeah, everyone needs to know this. Like, I memorized it. Yeah, absolutely.
And so you can see that, and we know gratitude runs in the in the 500 and range, and the 500-600 range, and we know actually life and the universe, that's where they vibrate in the 500-600-700 range. And for us to be able, if we are able to be in that state more, then we are more in flow with the universe. And the way Mary and Morrissey and Bob Proctor shares it, it's like, you are vibrating at the vibration where the disease, which is a lot of them come from anger, fear, grief, and so forth, doesn't exist. And it's very easy. It can be, if we're not mindful, it's you can slip back down, and then that's when you experience the same thing over. And with practice, then were able to stay at this state that is a lot more in flow with the universe. And the universe, in general, as a whole, is vibrating smoothly. So in my personal experience, at least, those are the two main reason.
Yes.
And then also, I mean, all of life success principles and coaching teaches things like disciplines and recognizing our habit, right? And so we will we will recognize and be able to have the discipline and so forth to change the habit. I used to eat differently.
Knock on wood. I am always in perfect health, and I attribute it to eating clean, exercising every day, sweating out the toxins, sleeping well, and being happy and being in gratitude. I mean, having this amazing background and all this knowledge and stuff like that. Is there anything that you want to share with the listener that maybe nobody normally asks you, or some piece of wisdom or insight that you found through your journey that might be able to help people?
Well, two things actually. I would say first is to remember we are all like fingerprints. If you look at your fingerprints, we know that in general there is no two people has the same combination of fingerprints. And if you look at your fingerprint closely, each fingers actually has slightly different prints than the other one. And so to remember that we are all like our fingerprints, we are all different. And at the same time, there is no good or bad fingerprint. It's not like your fingerprints is better and this fingerprints is better than this one or whatever. There is no good or bad fingerprints. We are all different and it's meant to be different. We're all meant to be unique. We're all meant to be different. And so we don't have to worry to try to be like somebody else's. They're not better or worse than us. And then to also remember that since every finger is different, talking about feeling and being able to have peace of mind as we move through any adversities, as we move through life, know that your feelings is like your different fingerprints. It's different from time to time. You might be experiencing the same thing twice, and each time it feels different, and your feelings are meant to be different than your sister and your brother and your significant other, whomever. And so we are meant to be unique, and unique from at moment to moment. And there is no need to say, oh, why did I do that? Why was I'm doing this, and so forth. And it's there is no right or wrong feeling, and you're not wrong. You're not good enough. We are all wonderful, beautiful, and unique moment to moment. So that's the main thing that I would say I learned through my journey, and in general is we. It's just and if you believe in yourself, and allowing, actually more than just believing in yourself, if you believe in yourself and allowing support and take the actions, everything is possible.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. So, thank you so much.